Well, good afternoon, everybody. I don't know if you noticed when you came into the building that along the walls and up the stairs there are a number of posters highlighting some of the key moments in the 18-year history of UPF and also the lives of our founders, Father and Mother Moon. I see them almost every day because I work here, but as I came in today, my eye fell especially on a photograph of Reverend Moon outside the United Nations headquarters in New York. And it was at the founding of UPF in September 2005. And, you know, Reverend Moon, like all Koreans, loves the United Nations because without the UN, free South Korea today would not exist. And when President Yoon Suk-yeol came here last month, he made sure to visit the memorial down on the embankment to the veterans from the UK who went there and gave the ultimate prize. But having said that, when he spoke that day, he had that mixture of love, affection, and exasperation that I think many of us felt when we see an old friend starting to lose his or her way. Because after all, the UN founded to end the scourge of war, but we have more wars today than ever before. Tomorrow is the 75th anniversary of Human Rights Day, and human rights are being more systematically violated than perhaps at any other time. And what he said was very interesting. He proposed a reformation of the UN because he noted that the representatives of each country were pursuing almost entirely their own interests. And didn't we see that just yesterday in the Security Council? And in a way, it's inevitable because actually that's their job under the current structure. So he proposed a spiritual council, not just of religious leaders, but people active in culture, arts, education, to be an upper house, to be, if you like, the conscience of the United Nations, to speak truth to power when the national leaders begin to lose their way. Well, that recommendation was not taken up at the time, but he had a plan B, and that was the Universal Peace Federation and the Ambassadors for Peace. So all of us here today should have confidence. We actually are called to take on that role until the day when the UN sees the light. We have to be the speakers for peace, for conscience, as the Sheikh said, to see beyond our understanding only in our own tradition. So it's a good day today to remember that, but talking alone is not enough either. So on that day, he had a second proposal, and that was to work together on a concrete project. And at that time, it was the International Peace Highway. He proposed connecting the world, physically, literally, with a tunnel from Japan to Korea, and ultimately a tunnel and a bridge from Russia to the United States, across the Bering Strait, which is actually not much larger than the English Channel. And he pointed out this will be astronomically expensive. But back in 2005, he said, even so, it's cost more to have 4 years of war in Iraq than it would to build that tunnel. Today, when you think of all the terrible wars going on, enough has been wasted on war to build the whole highway probably 2 or 3 times. I had the opportunity to travel in Russia, in Western Russia, and also in Alaska. And on both sides of the Bering Strait, I found ordinary people and local politicians eager to start the digging. I particularly remember a visit to Nome, Alaska. It's not even connected by road to the rest of America, but they were keen. Yeah, bring that tunnel. Let's have communication with our neighbors who are not so far away. The project lives on, to a sense, in the Peace Road. Some of you have participated. Every year, in many, many countries, we try to cross barriers, walk together, march for peace. But here, too, I want to leave you with a challenge. You hear lots of nice words, and we're really grateful to welcome so many illustrious leaders. I tell you the truth, I always feel like a lion in a den of Daniels when I see so many religious leaders here. But we should make a determination to do something together in 2024, not just to talk the talk, but to do service together, to work to solve problems that we can solve. It's beyond our power to build a Bering Strait tunnel, but I believe God sees every effort and blesses it. So thank you so much for coming today. You are really welcome. I do encourage you to take a look at the UPF display at some time before you leave. God bless you.